We're joined by NWSL Commissioner Jessica Berman right now. Thanks for coming out to Utah, your second trip out here this season.
Thank you for having me.
There are so many things happening in the league. Does it really start with getting the collective bargaining agreement all done so you have a deal with the players, you can move forward with expansion and keep growing the league?
That was a surprise win. In fact, we set out to negotiate a new CBA about a year ago, and we're hopeful that we would get it done early and are really glad to have it in the done pile so that we can collectively focus on growing the game and getting more people in buildings and getting more people watching our games.
From a league perspective, obviously expansion grows the game, but then it's also up to each individual club. They're competing on the field, but also off and with stadiums and with training facilities. What does a brick and mortar investment that a club makes mean, whether it's training facilities in Utah or a new stadium in Kansas City?
It's the most important thing for the future of this league to be able to control your own infrastructure. When you think about a training facility, that's the place where players spend the most time. That is their daily training environment. That's where they go each and every day. That's where they get better. That's where they improve, where they spend time with their coaches. It's so important, and we're now at a point where just over half of our teams have dedicated purpose-built training facilities, and we're really proud of that. On the stadium side, it is equally important that we control our facilities because that is the way we make our schedule. That's the way we figure out how to plan matchups, how to make sure we have full buildings, how do we maximize broadcast windows, all of those things that help to grow the business.
Obviously, stars help grow the business, and you have a generation that's driven the sport for a decade, in some cases more than a decade, and a lot of them are retiring. Marta isn't yet, but she's probably not immortal, probably won't play forever.
I'm not sure about that.
You're not sure about that, right?
No, she looks really good.
As you look for another generation of stars, there's certainly some young players on their way up, but it seems like the quality of the club competition in Europe is growing in several countries. So what kind of emphasis is there on trying to bring the biggest stars in the world here, like Marta, as opposed to some of those stars maybe staying in their home countries, growing those leagues?
Yeah, there's a focus on both. Mm-hmm. There's a focus on our U.S. women's national team players, and super excited to see them ranked first in the world again after having won the gold medal this summer in the Olympics, and then bringing in the international talent that exists from all around the world. And for the first time in history, I would say there actually is real competition from other countries, and that's actually a good thing. It's an indication that it isn't just the U.S. that is investing in the future of women's soccer and women. We actually have all these other countries that are producing top talent, and many of them are making the NWSL their home. Even the Utah Royals this summer brought in a ton of international talent from Japan and Spain, and it's really fun to watch these international players integrate into the style of our league.
Celebrities, star players drive the league, but so do dominant teams. And there's always this push-pull in sports between you want parity because you want everybody to have a shot at the title, but we all know that people love to root against powerful teams as well. And Orlando has just put together an unbelievable unbeaten streak here dating back to last year. As a commissioner, as you talk with the people running all these clubs, where does the NWSL want to go as far as rules that promote parity, but also you have a dominant team?
We're really trying to strike the balance, and we're going to monitor it every single season. We've turned up the dial on giving our teams the ability to bring in top talent, which is going to create situations where there are powerhouse teams that are really driving the future of the league and the level of competition on the pitch. We also have other mechanisms that make sure that all teams can compete and we don't have a runaway team, and that is the existence of our salary cap. And the fact that we have a salary cap is unique in the world of soccer, and as it relates to our clubs across the NWSL, they can't just go spend whatever amount they want to spend. They have to figure out how to stay within their budget and put themselves in a position to allow other teams to compete and figure out creative ways to win.
The season is a series of storylines peaking with the championship in Kansas City. Now, for Real Salt Lake fans, there's memory of an MLS Cup game on a frozen field in Kansas City. What are you looking forward to about November? You get to show off the stadium, obviously, which is great, and then the weather, we'll see, I guess.
You know what? There are things you can control. There are things you can't control. I've learned that weather is not one of the things we can control. But thankfully, CPKC Stadium was built with undersoil heating. It was built to be durable. It was built to play not just in the summer months. And so we're really confident that we're going to be able to have an incredible championship that's going to break all kinds of records and is going to make the whole world be able to know and recognize that the NWSL is the best league in the world.
Well, thank you for a few minutes here at halftime. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much.